I've been GPU mining at home for the past 9.5 months now. I started this mining farm in January 2024, and I also started this YouTube channel then. If you don't know, I'm Modern Mining, and I discuss my whole crypto mining journey. Just about every month I go over how much money am I making, how much profits have I made, how close am I to paying back my initial investment on this $10,000 mining farm. So I started off with GPU mining. You can see all these right here, but I've recently branched into Asic mining a little bit. And to be honest, it hasn't gone that great. So today we're gonna take a look at all my profits, how much am I making? I really don't know. I'm mining so many different coins at this point that I don't know how much I'm making after power. So we're gonna do all the calculations in this video. Let's get into it. So real quickly, if you're new here, I'll go over everything I have mining right now. I have two AL0 Lithium Asics. Both of them are overclocked to 445 gigahash. Then I have two KS0 Ultra Caspa miners. Both of these are overclocked to 620-ish gigahash. And then I have three GPU mining rigs that are mine. This is all 3060 Ti's and 3070s, 12 card rig. This is mining Zealous. All 3070s. This is my RGB rig. If you want to see how I built this thing, check out the card up in the top right. This is one of the most beautiful rigs on YouTube. And then down here, I have 6 more just spare cards, or I guess 5 more spare cards. Both of those mining rigs are mining Zealous as well. Over here, I have an additional 6 card mining rig. These are all 3060 Ti's. This is a customer build, and I'm mining on it until he picks it up to make sure that it's stable. This is mining Zealous as well. I also have this tiny little BitAxe miner, which is mining Bitcoin. It's solo mining, so odds are this will never make $1 in the next 20,000 years. But if it does, it's gonna make $300,000 because I get a full 2 plus some amount of Bitcoin. So that thing's pretty cool. But overall, that's my farm. This is my cooling enclosure. So it's basically just a little hut slash cabinet with a big fan that's exhausting all the heat out from back there and pulling fresh air in from my windows and that window there. So let's get into how much money is this thing making? Is all of this hardware actually worth it? And just to get a reference here, we're at about 3,500 watts. This mining rig is on a different circuit. It's on 120 volt, whereas this is 240 volt for this whole shelf. So this mining rig, I already did the calculation, is 600 watts. So for our total farm cost, we are about 4,100 watts, and that's what we'll use in the software. So let's go check it out. So I know a big question a lot of you guys are probably thinking is, how does the mining farm still cost $10,000 when I bought 4 Asics? Well, the reason is I actually sold 6 GPUs to kind of offset that cost for a few reasons. One being that for a while, GPU mining profits were very low. 3060 Ti's were making like 3 cents, whereas these little Caspa Asics were making like $1 a day. So I made the decision to sell a GPU for $240, buy a KS0 Ultra for $240. And I did that for my 2 KS0 Ultras, and then the remaining 4 GPUs I sold for my $800 AL0. And luckily I got the second one for free from K1 Pool. We're gonna see their pool in this video. So obviously my numbers are gonna be slightly skewed because I do get the benefit of being a YouTuber and getting some of those things that a normal miner would not. But I've only had that miner for 2 weeks and it's made maybe 10 lithium in that time. So nothing crazy at all. But let's go ahead and look at what my full power cost is right now. We established that I'm using 4,100 watts every single day. So I like to use this little calculator here, 4,100 watts, 24 hours a day. How many kilowatt hours is that going to be? And then we'll multiply that by my electricity cost. So 98.4 kilowatt hours. Now, if we pull up a calculator, my power cost is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. So I just times this by 0.11. And we can see I'm spending just under $11 a day in power every single day. So $330 a month, pretty expensive. But the good news is that crypto mining profits are actually somewhat on the rise, and you're going to see that when I reveal my portfolio, that it's looking a lot better than it has in past videos. So now that we have my daily cost, what is my daily revenue? How much am I making in coins every single day? Well, I'm mining a few different coins, so we have to look at it a few different ways. The first coin that I'm mining on all of my GPUs is Zealous, and I've been mining Zealous for months now at this point. It's my favorite GPU mineable coin. A large part of that because it's most profitable, but it also does seem to be a pretty promising project. So this is Viper.net, the pool that I mine to, and you can see this big dip right here is actually from I lost power during the hurricane. So my actual earnings are going to be slightly skewed because of that, but we can use the estimated in this case because I have been getting about 1.7 to 1.8 Zealous every single day. So let's go ahead and start tallying up these numbers. So if we clear out this calculator, we're making $15.27 per day on GPU mining. So that's pretty good. And the cool thing about that is my GPU miners are paying for all of the power of all my Asics, and they're still profiting almost $4, $4.50 a day, which is pretty nice. It was not like this a couple months ago. So $15 from Zealous. What about K1 Pool, where I'm mining a lot of different coins? So I love K1 Pool, especially for situations like this because of how many different coins I'm mining. K1 Pool has this insane dashboard where you can see every single coin you're mining and then your total profit in US dollars every day. So let's take a quick look at this. Yesterday was when the power was out, so we won't calculate this day because it's kind of skewed. So we'll go off of 9/26, where I made $2 in Caspa. That was 12.4 Caspa. I made 2.4 Lithium for $4. And then the other big coin is Zilliqa because all of my GPU miners are dual mining Zilliqa and Zealous. And then I made 36 Zilliqa for 58 cents. So in total, we'll take this down to about, let's do 650 because these other days are not as high. For some reason, it seems like every other day I'm getting more profits. I'll have to look into that maybe. But let's just say $6.40 for the rest of those coins. So in our calculator, we'll add plus 6.4. And we're making about $21.67 total. So these are not my only crypto passive income strategies. I also have a Neoxa node, and I also have Pionex AI trading bots. So let's go take a look at those and add those passive incomes in to see what my full passive income strategy looks like. Okay, to check out the node profits, I'm going to go to masternodes.online, and this will show my daily Neoxa node profits. So my daily income from Neoxa is 72 cents. So let's add that to the calculator, plus 0.72. And lastly, my AI trading bots. I have a Caspa USDT bot and I have a Bitcoin USDT bot. Both of these I started about 2.5 days ago. And so far, our total arbitrage profit is 92 cents on the Caspa bot and 37 cents on the Bitcoin bot. So about $1.20 divided by 2.5 days. So what is that? 1.2 divided by 2.5 is about 50 cents a day in bot profits. So let's add that as well, plus 0.5. So in total, with all of my crypto mining, AI, node, passive income strategies, I'm making about $23 a day in crypto. So let's subtract our power cost of 10.824, and we're making $12 a day in profit, or about $360 a month. So this is looking much better than it once was. This number was pretty upsetting for a long time. My monthly profit was as low as like $50 in some of the prior videos. So things are starting to go well again. and we haven't even started the bull run yet. So that is a very good sign. The one bit of bad news is that Alephium and Caspa difficulty, mining difficulty, is going up extremely quickly, which means my ASICs are making less and less dollars every single day, which is very concerning because I'm probably not going to break even on either of them. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm going to do a video about all the new ASIC miner releases and just how frustrating that is for a home miner. But you can see Caspa hash rate since July has basically 3x'd, which is crazy. Alephium is going on the same trajectory, and there's a lot more big miners that are on the way. So my ASICs will start to become less profitable in the coming days. But luckily, I'm very big on GPU mining, and that's where a lot of my profits are coming from right now. Okay, so now it's everybody's favorite time of the video. Let's check out my portfolio. So we are sitting at $5,382. One thing to note is that I bought $500 worth of Caspa for my bot, so that is not mining reward. So really, it's at about 4,800. But taking that into account, let's look at how the percentages have changed. I always like looking at my portfolio in terms of this pie chart here to see if have a robust portfolio, if it's too risky, even though crypto is always risky, but is it too risky? So let's take a look. I'll pop up on screen the profits from July 31st so we can get a comparison here. But the first big thing I want to note is that my Bitcoin overall percentage has dropped. It's down from 54% to 46%, which is interesting. Another huge drop is Neoxa is down from 24% to 15%. And a large part of that is because I actually sold, I had about 100,000 Neoxa from my rewards that I was holding in hopes that it would price appreciate to get me back to my purchase price on those coins. But I ended up selling those because Neoxa is just not looking good right now, and I'd rather just get rid of that and put it in a coin that I have more faith in. So I did sell 100,000 Neoxa. I still have my 1 million, but I did sell my 100,000, and that's why Neoxa is now only 15% of my portfolio, which is a much more healthy percentage, and I'm pretty happy about that. With that money from Neoxa, I bought some Flux. So you can see Flux is coming in on the top chart now. And I bought $120 worth of Flux, or 190 Flux. Flux is a pretty high ranked project and one that I wish I had been in for a long time. I need to look at what the requirements are to run Flux nodes, because that is another potential source of passive income. But that is a big change. I didn't have any Flux, and I now have 120 Flux. Zealous. So I barely had any Zealous in the last profit update, and I now have 33 for $280. I've been holding my Zealous because I think it's going to appreciate big time in price at some point. It's a very low market cap coin, so a 5x is definitely not out of the question when we get to the bull run, and that's why I'm building a bit of a bag of that. I might get that to 50 and then move on to another coin. We'll see. Alephium, up to 300 Alephium for only $500. Alephium really isn't having crazy price movements. I want to see this back over $2.50, something like that. And lastly, the last big change is Caspa. I mentioned I bought 500 and I've mined about $81 of Caspa. So I have about 3,500 Caspa, which is awesome because Caspa is a big dog in the crypto game, especially in crypto mining, and I was always upset that I didn't have good exposure to that coin, so I'm happy that I was able to buy some. Other than that, I still have about $100 bags of a bunch of coins that I want to just monitor and see what happens. So I have a $100 bag of Flux, $100 bag of Chlor, $100 bag of Nexa, $100 bag of Radiant, NurAI and Dynex. I need to get those up. NurAI's had a pretty good price movement over the past 7 days. It's up 60%, so I wish I bought in a little earlier. Dynex, I hate that you can't export your Dynex transactions to your tax statements, and that is honestly one of the biggest reasons I haven't bought more Dynex. That to me is such a huge feature to be overlooked. Even the Explorer doesn't offer it. The wallets don't offer it. And if I can't easily get the coin into my taxes, I'm not going to buy it. So Dynex, if you're watching this, try to fix that. We're still stacking Zilliqa. We have 11,000 now. Hopefully Zilliqa goes back to the 25-cent mark, because that will mean that I'm at like $3,000 of Zilliqa, which would be crazy. I need to figure out how I can actually even sell my Zilliqa, because there's not a US exchange. It's not on TradeOgre. So that's something that I need to kind of do some research on before we get to the bull run time when I eventually want to start selling some of these smaller coins. So everything's been going very well. Profits are looking better. Crypto prices are on the rise. I think that in 2025, we're going to have a big year. So make sure you subscribe to follow along. I try to do these updates every single month, and I think it's interesting for me to share my portfolio with you guys so you can see, am I just losing a ton of money on these miners or what? So that's what's going on. I'll see you guys next time. Check out some of my other videos and hit the like button on the way out if you like this video. See ya.